All right, Alman, let's check this out. So this morning in that same committee, the Education Committee, Representative Harris came forward with sounds like a very simple bill. Let's listen to how he presented it.
Today before you is RS 32540. It's pretty cut and dry, short half pager. It basically just states that any money that the legislator appropriates to schools is used for what it was appropriated for. We've had multiple bills this session already come through where we want to allocate, $3 million for this, $2.7 million for this. This would basically state that if we issue or appropriate monies to public or public charter schools, that the money has to be used for what it was intended for in its language when it was introduced. So math and science, money would go to math and science and nothing else. With that, I'll take any questions.
Okay, thank you, Representative. Questions for the sponsor?
So there was a question from the sponsor, Alman. I mean, this sounds, and before we get to that, this sounds pretty simple, right? But
pretty common sense.
Pretty common sense.
Are they not already doing this?
I mean, you would think, right? You would think, why is this an issue, right? Well, let's listen to Representative Dale Hawkins here.
And I just want to thank the sponsor for bringing this forward. I think this deals with something that I found out about last year that I was actually shocked about. I know that I can't remember if we did it in 23, but the gentleman on the second floor had commented, and we had put, I think it was a $6,400 raise to teachers. And when I began to speak to teachers, I found out that many of them got 1,500 of it or 2,500 of it, and then it was sent off to other areas in the system, and that money did not go to where it was earmarked to be. So I think something like this is greatly needed. Thank you for bringing it forward.
Okay, Representative Hart.
Yeah, so Alman, and we've got the receipts. Last year on this program, we highlighted this story here when Jared Tetro, one of the finance guys in the department, showed up to the House Education Committee, and Representative Elaine Price asked him the following questions. This is last year. Watch this.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Tetro. Two questions. First is to follow up on what Representative $30 million. You said it went to teachers. That's where it was supposed to go. It went to where the legislation said it was supposed to go. Is that correct?
Mr. Tatro.
Madam Chair, Representative Price, the legislation just says education. JFAC, rather than put 20 million here and 20 million there and have to track where it is, JFAC put it in the largest, at the time, the largest appropriation bill. But when all said and done, there's currently 7 bills. They still all get loaded into the system as public school support. So to find where that 330 is, that was what I was answering, is it's in the teacher's bill technically. But to argue, is it in teachers, is it in operations? Once everything gets transferred, it's everywhere. There is no way to track those specific dollars on the expenditure side.
Alman.
It's interesting to hear that this come up again after what you showed on the House floor earlier with Representative Josh Tanner's bill about holding federal or state employees more accountable, because that's the whole problem. Is that at the national level and at the state level, the legislature just gives away its authority. There are elected representatives. They are the lawmaking branch of government. Their job is to make the laws, but oftentimes they write the laws vaguely and just hand it off to agencies and say, hey, you do whatever you must do to carry out this law, and we'll leave the details to you. And so sometimes it gets to the point, like as we see there, even if the legislature says, hey, use this money for this purpose, they're like, okay, we'll consider it. We'll maybe use part of the money for that. But we need accountability. We need the laws that our legislature passes to actually be carried out by the state agencies, by the other arms of government.
Absolutely. And we need to have people with the guts, like Representative Price, to raise these questions, Representative Tanner to stand out there and say, like, we got to hold these people accountable. And then folks like Representative Harris to say, hey, I got a simple bill. Why don't we just follow where the money goes? Like it's a no brainer, I mean, and we've got a lot of great folks in the legislature who are trying to hold people accountable. We wanted to have Senator Christy Zitto on here later today. it looks like she's not going to. They're at ease, so they might be caucusing or something right now, but so she won't be able to make it. But I know that she's come out strongly, along with some of her other colleagues, on looking at the budgets and maintaining this status on saying, hey, we're looking at these budgets and we're not going to vote for anything that goes over these limits or that extends the dollar too far on such things. So we need these type of people here. These are the folks that are going there to watch out for your money, watch out for how the government is holding all of this stuff accountable. And so this is really good stuff. It sounds boring at times, but this is the stuff that makes up Doge, right? This is the Doge mentality, I think. And we need to see more of that here in the States.